Yeah, no, namaste. It's a great pleasure and honor to be here. Ajit has put in an enormous amount of work, which I really admire, and happy to see all of you as well. As he mentioned, I come from a family who has been in Ayurvedic manufacturing for many generations. So I'm more on the product side and not a doctor. My father was a very inspiring person, and I remember meeting Vision Patwardhan in Italy in 85, 86, sometime then at a Ayurveda yoga school. And my father was very intent on somebody from the family being able to speak and know the culture in Europe so that, you know, the Europeans who were so interested in Ayurveda, so we can judge, okay, what is the real interest? So, so after that, I went to Germany for studies. I'm a linguist by qualification, and started Ayurvedic import of Ayurvedic products because at that point of time, there was a lot of interest for Ayurveda, but nobody was really willing to do business with India. Those days, you know, those were the days of telex. And telefax, telefax. Telex was before that, telefax. So, that just a short history. Over the years, I have seen the wall come down in Berlin and the EU come together, and also the regulations, you know, changing, transiting from German regulations to EU regulations. My topic for today is how to demonstrate the safety of Ayurvedic products, medicines, and the science. So it hasn't been easy, but as he mentioned, in Germany, we have formed an umbrella association of all the stakeholders of Ayurveda. So we have the doctors, the therapists, the hospitals, the education people, research, and last but not least, the product importers. So obviously you need, you know, all of us stakeholders to be in contact with one another and make a concerted effort on, you know, for promoting Ayurveda. I have been in discussion with the embassy, consulate, etc. over the years, the Indian consulate embassy, regarding, what can we do to promote Ayurveda in Germany, in Europe? And my slogan, I am a linguist as well. My slogan to them was to be able to speak to the way to the European market is to be able to speak the same language. I know she also mentioned she could speak to her patients so that they understood her. And that's what I mean when I say you need to speak the same language. If somebody has dry skin and you tell him, here, use this is good for your vata. Here, kind of, you know, he needs to trust you to know that vata and dry skin is the same thing. But vata is not the same thing as dry skin. So, you know, you lose a lot in translation. I mean, very often we have a ginger asava, and I used to promote it at trade shows. Everybody knew ginger is good for your digestion. At some point of time, I realized that when you say digestion, they don't understand digestion. The common man understands bowel movements as a digestion. And actually, we're saying that ginger is good for your metabolism, you know, for the Agni. Now, Agni again is, you know, an abstract concept. So, which is why I'm very keen that, you know, when you start talking about Ayurveda, you introduce, even in India, you know, in addition to biology, you have the lessons on Pancha Mahabhuta, so that these concepts that we have, which we have managed to understand through our philosophy and spirituality, that this is also there in the curriculum. It's a very valuable resource of information. Right, now how to demonstrate the safety. Ayurveda is vast, you know, and under Ayurveda you have something as simple as Hingvashta, Churna, but you also have Prihatvat Chintamani Ras. These are two extremely different products. So you can't use one and the same method for demonstrating the safety of both. Similarly, you have your simple Abhyanga or Shirodhara, and you have also Vaman. These are two very different treatment methods. So to demonstrate the safety of an Abhyanga or a Shirodhara will be very different than demonstrating the safety of Vaman, which even some Ayurvedic physicians hesitate to practice. So the point is categorization. Where are we getting stuck with speaking the same language? The categorization of the different parts of Ayurveda, be it the products, be it the treatment. So, right, I'll come back to the Umbrella Association. We used a very practical method to demonstrate the safety of, well, not demonstrate, but to establish the safety of Ayurvedic products. Under the Umbrella Association, we formed a group of the importers, and we had to ensure that we would not continuously get attacked by the authorities for safety of the products. So obviously, like in the UK and Germany too, we only import food products. Pingvashtak is a spice mixture. Food supplements such as ashwagandha, some of the Google preparations, and what is the, none of the Rasa Shastra preparations, obviously, it is all herbal. And all the single herb tablets as well. Asava and Arishta. So these are products for which there is a known category. They fit into a EU category of regulation. The EU category of regulation has well-defined parameters for establishing their safety, which makes it easy for us. So we formed guidelines. We formed guidelines for these different categories of products. Oils, for example, are body care products, for external application. On the Indian side, the export side, for Ayurveda exports, you did not have any kind of categorization, but now I realize that there is one HSN number for export and import. So all the massage oils have to be exported as hair oil. And then it becomes an HSN code number, which is okay for trade. So on the Indian side also, there needs to be some collaboration. Whatever we are doing here needs to be done in collaboration with the Indians as well. We can't do a single task here. But these are simpler things, low-hanging fruits. We had a discussion on low-hanging fruits. I think external applications and, the Abhyanga, I am convinced that, just offering wellness or health massage, Abhyanga, we propagate one oil massage every morning in your dinnertarium. Nobody manages that. I don't want to ask, I don't want any raised hands, but I think nobody manages that. But if you have somewhere where you can go once a week, once a month, whenever you need it, it will make a big difference. And you will build up confidence with the people. They know what it does, like she experienced, it helped her. Once you make that experience with something simple, long before you need medical help, it will build your confidence. It will build the person's faith and trust and confidence that this really helps. You might not need all the studies. It's the people you are approaching, and it makes sense. It makes sense to everybody to just experience that. And everybody will agree with you that there are things that you cannot show in a study, but you can feel it. So I would take that approach as well, to use these low-hanging fruits and not always stand on a high pedestal and say Ayurveda needs to be recognized on par with Western medicine, etc., etc. I mean, we should not feel less than we are because we are more than we are. Right. So with the Umbrella Association, as a matter of self-regulation, we formed guidelines for the products. This helps us as operators. It helps the customer. The customer asks, yeah, is this product safe? Has it been tested? Has it been registered? And once we have these guidelines, which are then, they're not official as in national, but they are, you have an association behind you where we say we have an umbrella association that has formed these guidelines together with the member companies. Similarly, there are guidelines also being formed for education. For Ayurveda here in Europe and England, you would have different levels of education. You would have in Germany already mentioned the Heilpraktiker institution. You also have therapists, and we need a lot of therapists. Even India needs a lot of therapists. Last time when I was in Mumbai and I went to an Ayurvedic doctor, she did the massage herself. She said, we don't find any therapists to give the massage. So we need therapists even in Europe and in Germany. And the centers you were talking about, the rooms, community rooms, I think, if you had therapists who offered a massage would be great. I mean, most of even in a place like Heidelberg, which is a small town of 1.5 lakh people, we have about 8 Thai massage salons. And they are visible everywhere. They have one room with 6 massage tables. And you call them, you get an appointment within 2 hours or maybe 5 hours on the weekend, but you can get one on the same day. When you look for Ayurveda, you have maybe 3-4 people who are not visible anywhere. And if you call them, you will get an appointment maybe in 3 weeks. And so, I'm criticizing, but I'm criticizing so that we can approach these issues and solve them. So in my opinion, Ayurveda has been overburdened with a lot of, how shall I put it? With a lot of, it has to be Panchakarma, just simple Abhyanga. It doesn't have to be Panchakarma. Oil massage is not only Purva Karma. Oil massage is needed regularly. It's your lubrication. So if we approach it in that manner without feeling lesser for the value that we are offering because it's not medical, I think we will also, make inroads into promoting Ayurveda on all levels. I hope I have not deviated too much. Self-regulation of the operators of Ayurveda, be it in terms of education, as I had mentioned earlier, it would be made in Germany. We have not yet managed it. Who was Sira Singh, right? Yeah, he had mentioned that they have a set of guidelines for the doctors in the UK, and they're looking at other countries as well. But that is probably one of the steps that would be very useful. In the Umbrella Association that we have formed, there's a working group for education. They're setting up guidelines. How many hours do you need? What kind of practice? Do you need to go to India and visit a center there to get some experience and some valuable inputs into how is it done in India, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So all these self-regulatory guidelines will go a long way in helping the customers, the patients, the operators, as well as the regulators. When the regulators come and say, okay, this is focus, it's quacks, whatever, you can say, no, we have guidelines which, make sense. They talk the same language. Not practically, you talk the same language which they understand. And once you have that, you have an overlap. And it's easy to understand. Wherever you have an overlap, there's good communication. There's communication that is understood. So that is practically the most important part of bringing Ayurveda across without too much hype or too much difficulty in understanding the simple principles. Okay, that's all for today.
Thank you so much. Gayatri ji is one of those very invaluable babies. You know, when the APTG in the International Sciences goes to Strasbourg or to Brussels, we do programs also not just here in the UK Parliament, but also in the European Union Parliament. And Dr. Joshi ji, has been there many times, with us. In fact, every time. And he will have remembered Gayatri ji.
Yes.
Because she is always at our programs in the EU Parliament. So we are very happy, that you continue your support and your blessings in all the work that we're doing. Gayatri ji, thank you so much. You want to say a few words? So, Dr. Hina, I want to say a few words, regarding our post, the Gurdwara establishment, along with Dr. Mehta. So, do you say a few words first?
Firstly, I would like to thank Amarjit Bhamra for arranging this such a beautiful event for integration of Ayurveda and modern medicine. And I feel that I'm sure that this will have a positive outcome for Ayurveda and the other medicine to integrate in and help for the community for the better outcome of their results. Yeah. And I would be thankful for the Gurudwara committee, Mandeep Singh especially, to arrange every small things for this conference. I mean, it would have not been possible alone for Bhamra and to do it alone. And I would especially thank Mr. Mehta to be here and give us the support, moral support in every way you can. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
I wanted to speak about the Langar ladies, particularly. Please, could I ask Dr. Mehta, got my right name this time, to thank especially our very good, our pioneering friend, Mandeep Singh ji, for all his invaluable contribution. Because maybe he'll be here just for a few little time tomorrow, so we want to take this as one opportunity of thanking you.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you think we had a nice day today?
Yes.
This historical Gurudwara, 1908, since then, we had fortune to be sitting in this place and we heard of the story from Mr. Mandeep. Not only the sponsorship of the Gurudwara for this meeting, and Amarjit, of course, has been doing extremely hard work with Hina, but the chai, how can Indian function be there without chai? So, Manjit, chai is just one example. Samosas and pakoras, my goodness, absolutely brilliant. So the ladies who were cooking and all the staff in the kitchen, and then langar. The langar in Gurudwara is one of the best food you can have anytime, anywhere. So all this I am saying to say thank you to Mr. Manjeet ji. Manjeet. Manjeet ji, please come there. I need to give you a big hug if it's all right, if it's allowed. This is on behalf of all. And there is a very small token of appreciation. Amarjit ji thinks this is gold in this. Just for you. And really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please take some pictures. Hina. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So bringing our final speaker, can I please invite Dr. Ravi Shankar Polishetty a visionary in the field of healthcare, blending modern medicine with ancient Ayurvedic wisdom. As a renowned cardiac surgeon and Ayurvedic